Hello friends, welcome back to the Uribe Society. I'm Fernando Uribe for Hudson County TV, coming to you from Jersey City, New Jersey, in the unveiling of the new Social Security Administration office. With backlogs in cases and a lot of adjudication taking place within Hudson County and the surrounding residencies, this agency's opening today will help alleviate a tremendous burden for residents looking to obtain information and answers regarding Social Security and other government-funded agencies. We'll be talking to some guests this morning as to what the unveiling of this agency this morning means to them and what services and resources residents can expect to receive in the coming months. We'll come back right here to Hudson County TV.
So I've discovered from doing this 22 times before that this is a lot.
You're an amateur.
This is a lot more fun with a countdown. So let's start from 6. All right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Uribe Society. I'm standing here with the Honorable Mayor Jeremiah Healy of Jersey City. Mayor Healy, thank you so much for joining me here today. What have been some of the challenges facing this office being opened and the other, obstacles that the agency has faced here?
I don't know of the challenges, okay? I know it's here, and I think it's very good for the neighborhood. It's very good for all the small businesses around here. There's a diner right across the street, the Miss America Diner, and their business has tailed off in the last few years, and this is going to be a great, catalyst and injection of life for this neighborhood, this area, and all of the small businesses around here. And it's going to provide terrific service, not just for the people of Jersey City, but it's easy access to this area from Bayonne, really from Union City, even from Essex County, from all over Hudson County. So we're very happy to have this type of an enterprise come to our great city and obviously provide services for all of our citizens who depend on Social Security assistance, and for all of the citizens in Hudson County and even Essex County. So we're happy.
Mayor Healy, how long have you been working with the agency itself to try to get this project up and running?
You must have me confused with somebody else, Fernando. I know that it's been a process, but I'm not privy to all of the details and the hurdles. What I know is that this administration has always laid out the welcome mat for this particular enterprise and for Social Security in general, because it's so important for all of our citizens. So I'm going to have to put you in touch with someone who's more familiar with whatever obstacles, hurdles, or impediments were in the way of this endeavor here.
Well, Mayor Healy, I appreciate you taking the time to speak with us today. Thank you so much.
Pleasure, Fernando.
Thank you so much, Mayor Healy. Welcome back to the Uribe Society. I'm standing here with Commissioner Michael Astrue from the Social Security Administration here in Jersey City. Commissioner Astrue, thank you for joining us here.
Oh, thank you for talking.
What have been some of the obstacles with the opening of this office here in Jersey City? I know your presentation touched about it a little bit, but what can you tell our viewers about sort of the biggest obstacles?
Well, it started with funding. We had actually been funded less than the President's request for 17 straight years, so money was very tight. We had to go to Congress to get the support for this, and we got it in 2008 and 2009. And then from there, you work through a difficult administrative process to get new space, sign the contracts. It takes a while. It can be frustrating sometimes, but we've stuck with it. We've added 23 new hearing offices, which is more than we've done in 3 decades, in order to reduce the backlogs that we inherited in 2007. And we've made great progress. We're doing hearings 40% faster. We're going to do even better in the next 18 months. And these new offices are a critical part of that effort. And this is the last of the 23 that we're adding. So for us, this is a big symbolic day because we finished what we started out to do 5 years ago.
As we know that the bureaucracy always seems to be a problem with these agencies and with the offices, what would you say exactly within New Jersey, being that it's so densely populated, what exactly can residents expect here in Hudson County or the surrounding areas about the services that the new office will provide?
Sure. The office provides a wide range of services, not only for Social Security, but for Medicare, and of course people come to us for authentication for a lot of other programs. And we've got wonderful people that provide direct service, and people can call and make appointments and come in. But increasingly, we have the best electronic services in the entire federal government, and we're the only federal agency that's supplying a lot of electronic services in Spanish as well. So while the people here are wonderful, and if you need to come in and see them, you should definitely do it, increasingly people are finding that it's easier and more convenient to deal with us online, and we do have splendid online service. We have the most highly rated 3 services in the government. We've got 4 of the top 5, and we do offer them in Spanish as well.
With ongoing discussions right now in the political spectrum about budget cuts to both Medicare and everything else, especially Social Security, what do you anticipate in the next fiscal year or so, considering this agency? I mean, do you see, any depletion of personnel, or do you see, again, any additional backlogs because of these ongoing budget cuts discussions?
We're in almost full hiring freeze mode, and we have been for almost 2 years because of the budget cuts for the last 2 years, which have been between 0 and 1%. The budget cuts that are called for in the Budget Control Act to kick in January are far deeper than that. So we're going to be in full hiring freeze mode. We are going to be contracting as an agency. That is going to make the challenge of providing quality service that much more daunting. If those cuts kick in, then we have a whole different level of problems that we'll have to deal with. But we're keeping our fingers crossed that Congress does the right thing in January, or probably more likely with some postponement into March, that they do the right thing and support the administration budget of the agency, because we're not a machine. Getting almost $70 billion a month out to the American public requires a lot of hard, skilled work by dedicated people, and if we allow the administrative side to get depleted, it is going to show up sooner or later in terms of the quality of service, and we shouldn't allow that to happen.
As Commissioner of the Social Security Administration, obviously you travel around the country. What would you say differentiates New Jersey from other states in the country regarding services and in terms of trying to provide the necessary resources to its citizens?
Yeah, I think New Jersey is really on the upswing. We've seen in the state agency that does the first level of disability workforce some real improvement in terms of quality and timeliness. So we're very pleased with the way things are moving there. It's a challenging population for us, much more diverse than a lot of states. Urban settings provide some challenges that suburban and rural settings don't, but this is a team here in this state that has risen to those challenges. I think the quality of services that they deliver to the people of New Jersey is very, very high.
Commissioner, I was looking at your bio previously, and it was quite impressive. What motivated you to leave working for the private sector and come work for the public sector, especially here with the Social Security Administration?
Well, I know this is out of fashion, but I attach great value to public service, and this is something that we've instilled in our children. I've got a daughter who's in Teach for America. I've got a son who's being called up for active duty. Actually, he's going to be at Fort Dix shortly before being deployed. So I think one of the highest callings that we have is public service, and that's not fashionable these days, but I believe in it, and I think this agency is one of the great institutions of public service. I don't think any domestic program in the history of this country has been more successful than Social Security. So from my vantage point, it was a great honor, has been a great honor to be commissioner of this great agency, so I didn't have to think twice when the call came.
As Commissioner, when you hear the typical political talking points about attacking Social Security and the institution of it, I mean, how does that make you feel, and what would you say to detractors that are constantly sort of besieging the institution of Social Security?
So I think people forget again, this is one of the great successes of government. No federal program on the domestic side has probably ever been more successful on multiple dimensions, but also as an anti-poverty mechanism. If you go back to the 1930s, well over half of Americans were living in really abject poverty. And now, even with the recession, fewer than 10% live in poverty. So this has been an extremely effective, cost-effective program. The administrative costs are 1.6% of the program costs. We're a very efficient agency. We're a very accurate agency. And you know, if you've talked to any of the people that work in this building, they're self-selected. These are very compassionate people. So this is a great program with great people. It's been a great success. It's a shame when people attack it. And I think the key thing going forward is to realize that it's a critical intergenerational compact and that we need to live up to the expectations of younger Americans.
I mean, looking ahead, I remember your term does expire in January of 2013. Moving forward, what are you looking to do? Are you looking to continue with the agency, or are you looking to sort of ascend within the federal government as well?
No, I'm going to go back home and probably lead the quieter, more obscure life that I deserve. I think that this is a job that takes a lot out of you. I think that it's been great to have the 6-year term. I've already served longer than all but 2 commissioners, and I think it will be time for someone else to come in and throw their energy into this marvelous agency. I never looked at this as a stepping stone. I always looked at this as sort of the capstone of my career. So I'm planning on going back home to Massachusetts and probably teaching and writing a little bit and that kind of thing. But I'm not anticipating staying in the government or staying with the agency. I'll try to be supportive from the outside.
Well, your rest is well deserved, and thank you so much for joining us here. And once again, we are standing here with Commissioner Michael Astrue of the Social Security Administration. We'll be right back here on Hudson County TV. Welcome back. Today's ribbon cutting ceremony here at the Social Security Administration office in Jersey City brought a lot of local, state, and federal dignitaries to be able to at least greet the local community and inform them of what this agency will be doing. Speaking with Mayor Healy and Commissioner Michael Astrue of the Social Security Administration gave us a little bit more perspective as to what the administration faces today and all of the budget cuts as well as the backlogs that they've been encountering since the agency has opened up recently here in New Jersey. We'll be covering issues such as this and exactly what this means for residents as budget cuts on the national level circulate around Medicare and Social Security. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Rebate Society. Please go to Hudson County TV and their website for tonight's episode and previous ones at www.hudsoncountytv.com. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay classy, and we'll see you next week here on the Rebate Society.